y'all, APG Jamie here, and today brings us hashtag same 6 Wednesday, April, with stuff from MariasMiscellany. Look at this fun stuff, y'all. Oh, look, little tiny bird. It's a button. It's a bird button on a shank. It's a darling. It's just totes adorbs. So, if you've not tuned in before for the same 6 Wednesday, we're glad you're here. And the premise is that there are 6 of us artists, and we each have sent the same 6 items to our fellow artists. Of course, we've reserved a set for ourselves. And we are challenged with using said stuff in whatever project we have decided we're going to do. Okay? So, you have to use at least 3 of the items. Okay? But it's best to use all of them, all 6, okay? So anyway, this round, we did a round in the latter part of 2020, and this is the beginning, well, it's not the beginning, but it's the first part of 2021, and we're doing a second round. So this time I'm doing tags, and I went with a large oversized tag because, you know, I like to do things harder. And we are planning on having a 7th month video wherein we will be doing a flip and or assembling a journal or whatever it is, however we're going to put our project together as one cohesive thing if we want to, y'all. So anyway, I'm going to proceed on. I got this wonderful napkin, and I thought, look at this lovely little envelope. Well, it's not one of the 6 things, but I can use it if I want to. And I thought, I'm going to use that. So all my big brushes are over at the sink being, they're soaking in was that Murphy's oil stuff, so I can get them good and clean, streaky clean. So I'm going to use this little teeny tiny baby brush to adhere this napkin piece down on the little envelope, or envelope, depending on how you pronounce it. So I'm like, okay, now what? This whole thing. Y'all saw me flip through the stuff, and then I paused and turned the camera off so I could think about, what am I going to do? And I'm still like, I still don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to proceed on like I know what I'm doing. And I thought, well, you know, these little flashcard bits, I think I can make a little teeny tiny journal cover with them. So that's what we're doing. Okay, Molly's fixing to jump over Champ. Y'all, it's so funny when she does that. It's like she can't touch him, but she just can't wait to stab us with her bony little sharp feet. Okay, here again, y'all. Different subject, different story. So I used a hand-carved flower stamp. I was looking at my stamps, and I thought, yeah, let's use that one. Oh, that's right. The link's in the description box to all my fellow collaborative hoppers, same 6ers, okay? Follow the links in the description box, and you can see what we all do, what my fellow artist does with MariasMiscellany's 6 items. So I thought, well, I've got this little scrap paper because I've already got the scrap paper I'm going to use for the little journal, and then I've got these little tiny strips left over, and I'm like, well, let's just glue some washi tape on there because we need a binding of sorts. So that's what we're doing. Okay, not to give you a spoiler about what we're doing, but that's what we're doing. And I'm like, yeah, it's folded in half because it's going to be our little binding strip thingy. Pretty. And what's the front, what's the back, what's in, what's out, I don't know. Did it matter? Probably not, but you know, we're just proceeding on. Putting our favorite glues on there, y'all. For some reason I have humming in my speaker, and I don't know. I hope it's not buzzing for you. Maybe it's just my ears, because, you know, sometimes I get, I always have ringing in the ears. Ring, 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 a ring, 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 a ring. Anyway. So that's our little binding strip. We're putting our two little separate front and back covers, aka flashcard bits, together. And I left a little gap because that's where we're going to sew our signature in, or you could staple it, or you could glue it, or whatever makes you happy, y'all. We're going to sew it. Solo mio. And this is some waxed linen thread. Oh, yes. On all my fellow artists, y'all, please be sure to comment. Okay, to like the videos, to share the videos with your friends, because, you know, we all like to share, don't we? Share the videos. And subscribe to those you are not already subscribed to, if you would please. And click the bell for notifications if you have your YouTube account set up for notifications. So here we are. It's just going to be very simple. I know everybody's like, 3-hole pamphlet, 3-hole pamphlet. Nope. It's a 2-hole tighten a knot stitch thing. It's a little teeny tiny journal that's not even probably going to get very much usage, if any. Put the needle up at all. And that is a binding kit I got on the Amazons. I not necessarily recommended it, but I'm recommending it. I'm not an affiliate. They are not sponsored. None of that kind of stuff. But I bought it off of Amazon's. You get 2 or 3 or 4 rolls of the waxed linen. You get that needle tube with I don't know how many needles in it. Okay, and you get that awl, the brown handled awl. You do not get the cork. You do not get the thimble. Okay, I'm an old quilter. So, anyways, for like $10, I think it was. I don't know. If anybody's really curious, you can, I guess, send me a message, leave it in the comments, whatever, and I'll try to find a link when I got it. So there we go. And I thought, well, I want to put some little something on the end of those strings that's just dangling loose inside the center of that little tiny baby journal. And I thought, well, let's just do that again with the washi tape. So we put it over our scrap paper, bless my heart, and we glue, put our washi tape on there, and now we're going to glue a flower on each side of the string. I hope it sticks, because this washi tape is, I don't know, it doesn't feel so much like paper, but the thread is waxed, and wax will sometimes resist stuff. It's kind of like oil paint, y'all. Okay. So we did that, and yes, my flowers are up a little bit from the tails, and that's how I want it for right now, So back to our little envelope, and we're trimming around the excess napkin off, and I'm like, well, let's paint the back, and we're gonna try to match up the color on the main color on that napkin, which was a turquoisey, blue-greeny kind of color. And again, we're using our little baby brush because the other one's over at the sink. Okay. And we're just going along. We're going to paint our envelope, however you want to pronounce it. Because at this point, I'm thinking, my little journal's going to tuck into there so sweetly. I'm not going to tell you what happens. You're going to have to wait for it. So we're just painting along, and the envelope did have the lick'em stickum stuff on there, so it kind of reacted slightly to the wet paint because it's supposed to activate with paint. So now we've got our little piece of watercolor, bless my heart, wallpaper, y'all. And I thought, well, I'm going to put sort of a tuck spot on it over here. And so we're going to trim around the flower and the stem and sort of make a tuck spottish. Okay? Yeah, sort of like that. And I thought, well, I need some more green. I'm missing some green, so let me fussy cut out this greenery leaf segment portion stuff here. Now, I do believe this here is pasted, self-pasted wallpaper, meaning it's got paste on the back and you just need to activate it with waters. And I find that out when I go to glue stuff together, and I'm like, oh. So, truthfully, between you and me, I'm not so sure how well the glue's going to hold, because as you may or may not know, glue and paste are not the same thing. They are not friendly with each other. Okay? So, anywho, there's that. So we're trimming out and cutting some more. Trying to figure out, well, I want it, but where do I want it? I don't know. Yes, we do all appreciate y'all hopping with us. All y'all hopping with all of us. Here's my glue, and I thought, well, I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand and smear it on there, and I'm still not realizing that it's, because this is kind of an older water, I'm going to try to say the watercolor paper again, wallpaper, and it's like, what's going on here? I'm not snapping. It's been quite a few years since I played with wallpaper, y'all. I have put up wallpaper before. Whole rooms by myself, even. Anywho, I used to be quite handy. I'm like, well, let's just keep putting our glue on there, because it seems kind of weird. I'm still not realizing kind of maybe what's going on. I'm thinking, well, it's just because it's so heavy, because it's pretty heavy, nice paper, y'all. I'm sure it's very expensive at the time. It might still be, I don't know. So I'm wiping off the excess glue, and this is about the time I realize, I'm like, oh, wait, there's paste on there, isn't there? Well, I don't know for sure, but my brain says there's paste on there, isn't there? So it's like, okay, well, then we're just going to put paste with paste. So we got out our Yes paste, and those are baby wipes that I spritz distilled water on to help keep my paste at a moist level without it drying out in my studio. Okay, because I don't go out there every day. Well, mostly I do, but not every day. My husband should happen to ask. Okay. So, and I also put the saran wrap to keep the lid from gluing shut to the jar. So here we go. We've got our little paste on there. Fold that page over so we don't get glue everywhere. And we're going to put it onto this black piece of cardstock, because the the wallpaper paper, it's not flimsy, but it's kind of floppy, if that makes any sense. It's not flimsy, but it's floppy. And I thought, well, we'll put it on this here, what I just said. And now we got our piece of fabric. Now this is polyester fabric. It does not take color necessarily well, but I thought I'm going to put some sprays on it, some dilution spray inks. And now we're spritzing it with, again, I didn't say it already. I keep distilled water in all my little spritz bottles around the studio, because tap water or any other kind of, living water will eventually grow mold. Okay, I also keep it distilled water in my water brushes, just saying, because I've had them grow mold. I didn't like that. Ruins your brush. You can't get it cleaned out. So here we are, and again, y'all, and I'm going to show you the whole drying process, because if you watch, you will see changes happening. Now, yes, polyester is a form of plastic, and if it gets hot enough, it will melt. But note the color change as this dries. I mean, where did it go? Where's the color as it dries? It's just like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know what happened. Let's put a little more color on it. So the purple was okay, but the blue's kind of what just it's turquoise. It's not blue. It looks blue on the screen, but it's turquoise. So we're just going to set that in there, dry that up. Okay, I didn't necessarily have to spray the whole thing because really I was just going to use the edges, the pinked edges, which means the zigzaggy edge is cut with pinking shears, y'all. Gives you the zigzaggy edge. Anywho, move along. Set that aside, let that dry and cool, and I decided I'm going to collage this rose bit off of the napkin on a piece of white cardstock, or her. And I'm going to try to keep the whole rose. I end up trimming it up and cutting it up, and not quite the way I wanted it, but you know. Now I got the brush from the sink. I got it all cleaned up and rinsed it out, and I'm like, okay, let's use our big favorite glue brush that I sometimes also paint with, but you know, that's how it goes. Now it is matte medium, Liquitex matte medium if you want to be precise with the product. It's what I like, it's what I use. I do have golden in the cabinet too, because sometimes that's on sale. I'm a sale girl. Sale or clearance, you know. So we're doing that. You got to be careful when you collage it with napkins, because you know they're not fans of water. Here comes some more, y'all, and here comes some more. Be sure to dry things from the back as well. Okay, yep, that feels pretty good. It's on there pretty good. And we're going to come back over to our wallpaper image on the black cardstock, and we're going to trim and cut that out, leaving just a little bit of a border, more border in more places and less border in lesser places. You know, when you cozy cut, you know, sometimes you get more and sometimes you get less and all that good stuff. I think it's cute. I'm really happy with our final project here, or this particular tag. Final project. It's not the final project. We have 2 more to go, because this is April and we're using MariasMiscellany stuff. Next month, okay, for May, we'll be using Jean Peter Arter stuff. Then in June, we're going to use Tanya McGuire, who is the one that put all this together. Thank you, Tanya McGuire. And if you want to start from the beginning, there will be links in the description box below to my playlist, which includes the ones from 2020. Okay. And I will do my best to put it in the upper right-hand corner link for the playlist as well, and I will hopefully try to remember to put last month's on there. So we started with me in January, then we had Lisa, My Eclectic Life, in February, and March we had Paint Girly Lori, and of course this month we have MariasMiscellany. Next month is Jean Peter Artist, and then Tanya McGuire. Okay, but there are hop links in the description box below, so please be sure to follow them, because you don't want to miss what everybody's doing with this stuff. It's something fun. It is challenging, okay, because you know we do only have to use 3 things, but I have personally challenged myself to use all 6, and thus farly I have done well and used them all. I do have scraps that I am keeping in the envelopes that they mailed the stuff in. This is where I cut part of my rose off, and I'm like, I didn't want to do that, but you know, I did it, so there we go. Anyway, what am I going to do with the scraps? I don't know. I just don't know. I just really don't know. So we're going to round the bottom edge, because you know, we kind of got that going on in a few places. So here we are back at our polyester fabric that has done whatever it has done with our color, and I want the zigzaggy pinked edge, but I want the short and long of it. Okay. Now polyester doesn't necessarily fray per se, but it will get some threads on it. Okay. Yes. It's not quite long enough over there on that one edge, is it? Don't worry, we fixed it. And I don't know if you can tell on your screen, but that is a, what kind of flower is that? I know what kind of flower that is. Anyway, that kind of flower is a pale, in this particular case, is a pale lavender, dare I say baby pinkish even. So, anywho, I thought we were going to go with turquoisey, blue-greeny colored, but that ended up changing. It's just, I don't know, amazing how it changed, and I didn't even realize it till I was done. I'm like, well, what happened to all my turquoise? So we're going to fix that little edge down there, and I'm like, yeah, we can do this. Oh, that's not the right angle. Let's try a different kind of angle, because I'm trying to make it fit, and it's just like, oh, forget it, and just glue it on top. It'll be fine. Nobody will notice, so don't notice it. Okay? Don't notice. So we're going to round that off a little bit. It's perfect. It's beautiful. You'd never even know it was excuse me. Anyway, now what do we do? Here's our big rose little journaling spot, and here's our little flashcard bit journal, and I decided I'm not going to use the envelope because it did not look well with the other things by this time. Don't y'all love that envelope that Maria sent her stuff in? I know I do. And I thought, well, we got these leftover flowers. Let's glue them on down here in this here corner. Because I could, because I have them, because I could, because I want to. So we're going to glue them on. Glue them on. There's 3 of them. And glue them on. And I'm like, diamonds. I need me some diamonds on here. What size do I want? Well, that's an okay size, but it almost covers up the whole flower. I thought, yeah, we'll use this smaller one. I kind of need one in between. In between the small one and the regular size one. I got some big old jumbo ones. Y'all probably saw that last month. If not, go back and watch. You see big old jumbo diamonds. Okay. And I'm like, well, the art glitter glue wasn't coming out, and I'm like, well, forget that too. We'll just use some Fabrifix with all its snotty glue snots. Snotty snots. Okay, get ready. And I picked that color, and I put it on there, and I'm like, where's another one of that color? There, that's the color, and I put it on there, and I'm like, that's not that color. So I have to take that one off because that's not that color. I don't know what color that was. Just have a little snot on there again, and we'll try. Okay, there we go. my voiceover's being in line and being nice now. So probably kind of closest. So we've got this wonderful fabric. I'm not sure if it's silk. I don't know, but it's wonderful, and I tried to use every bit of it, and all of it won't fit through there. So I'm like, okay, fine, we'll just use 2 pieces. So that's what we're doing, because 2 pieces fit, and I'm like, it's perfect. I'm telling you, it's perfect. So there we go. Makes me happy. And I'm like, oh, we got our bird to use. Oh, look, our bird's going to tuck in there perfectly. Serendipitous. So we're just going to put that little shank on the bird. We're just going to tuck it down into our tie part. And it's so cute, y'all. And I thought, well, let's bling this up a little bit. So I'm looking at my gel pens, and let's use a goldish color. It's okay. Let's try this gold pen down here. Oh, that's better. So we're going to go with that one. And we're just going to make scribble lines. Can you see them? I don't know. You might can see them in the photo montage a little bit, but there's no guarantee of that, y'all. You can see them in real life, but you got to do that whole shine light on it, wiggle woggle it, that kind of thing. And so we're going around the rose petals. We went around the leaves and the stem, and I'm like, oh, that was fun. Let's do it some more. So we're doing that on our little tuck spot wallpaper. Wallpaper, paper. Oh, y'all. I'm like, yeah, I like that. It's not that visible. I'm trying to show you. I don't know. Try to show you. And it can be a journaling tag if you do that sort of thing. Likewise with a little booklet. 6 things, y'all. So I put autofocus on so we can try to show you. And so cute, y'all. Makes me happy. So here's our flower, our journaling spot little thing, and our little journaling spot little thing. You know, our little flowers on the inside. It's cute. We used all 6 things. Ta-da! Photo montage. We all appreciate each and every one of you. If you do, don't forget to visit my fellow hoppers. Your likes, your kind comments, your shares, your subscriptions. If you've not already done so, I'd like to take a moment to invite you to subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. If you have your account set up for notifications. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.